Hello and welcome to your practice. The intention of today's practice is to revitalize and renew our bodies. Just as nature awakens in spring, we invite this renewal into our body and into our minds. We'll begin by sitting comfortably, maybe sitting in cross-legged with a cushion under your bottom, or kneeling. And let's begin by taking 3 deep cleansing breaths. Feel free to place your hands together, resting your thumbs on your heart, or place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. And breathe deeply. The other practice I'll introduce is called box breathing, where we breathe in for a specific amount of time, hold that breath, breathe out, and then hold again. So you can imagine you're tracing a square. Inhaling, hold, exhale, hold, and around we go. Or in a square we go. So taking your time, going with your own breath, breathing in for a count of 4, if that works for you, holding, breathing out, and then holding again. Repeating that cycle several times, just in your own rhythm. Find what works for you. Feel free to create an intention for your class today. Perhaps this intention might be, I release what no longer serves me. I am open to new possibilities. Let that intention settle in and carry it with you for your practice today. When you're ready, we're going to begin by taking some gentle cat-cows here in our seated position, placing your hands on your knees. As you inhale, arching up through your back, looking up towards the sky. As you exhale, rounding through your spine. Continuing with that rhythm for several breaths, aiming to get to about 5 or 6 rounds of cat-cow. Just feeling the gentle renewal, revitalization in your spine as you move through these movements. Taking your time, moving with your breath. Next, we'll take a side stretch. When you're ready, reach one hand down to the side, starting with your right if you like, then reach up and over with your left hand, really lengthening through your left side, breathing into the left side of your ribs. Breathe deeply, fully, releasing any tension. Try and relax through your shoulder. Ground through your left hip. Taking a few breaths here. When you're ready, on an inhale, coming back up. As you exhale, reach your left hand down and your right hand up and over. Stretching out through the right side, grounding through the right hip. Lengthening, creating space. Breathing into the right side of your rib cage. Taking another breath or two. When you're ready, coming back to the center, placing your hands on your knees again, taking a deep breath in. As you exhale, reach your right hand over to your left hand over to your right knee and begin to twist towards the right. Think about when you inhale, you create space. And then when you exhale, you move into that space. Taking another breath or two here in your seated twist before we move to the other side. Coming back on an inhale or an exhale, whatever works for you, and we'll go to the other side, reaching your right hand over towards your left knee, your left hand back to support. Remembering we create space as we inhale, and we move into that space as we exhale. Coming back to the center, we're going to just take a transition into tabletop. So take a moment, shake out your legs, get yourself ready to move into a different position. If you have a cushion, move your cushion out of the way. We're just going to play a little bit with some core strength work here. So starting with your hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. You can sway from side to side. If you feel like doing a cat-cow in this position, go ahead and inhale to look up, exhale to round through your back. And when you're ready, we'll come into stillness, tucking our toes, moving forward and back just to stretch out through your hips, mobilize through your spine. And then we'll come into a little move, a little shake from side to side. Feel like doing a circle with your hips, go ahead and do a circle. On an inhale, we'll prepare. On an exhale, we'll start by lifting our knees. holding for a breath, and then coming down. So inhale, prepare. Exhale, lift. Just lift your knees, or if you feel like coming up into a downward dog, come into a downward dog. And again, inhale, come down. And exhale, come up. Holding for a breath. And when you're ready, coming down. Getting ready for our next position, our next pose, which will be a low lunge. So we'll step 1 foot forward. You can start on the right if you like. And it might feel good for you to frame your foot with your hands or bring your hands both on the inside of your ankle. Find what works for you. We're just going to do a little bit of gentle back and forth. As we breathe in, we move forward. As we breathe out, we move back, just warming up through the hip. When you move back, you're stretching through the back of the leg on the right. When you move forward, you're stretching through the left hip. So just go ahead and take your time. Find a rhythm that feels good for you, moving with your breath. Taking as many rounds as feels good for you. And now we'll move into doing the same thing on the other side, stepping forward with your left foot. And just take your time. Find the position that works for your arms, for your legs, and it might be different on one side versus the other. Getting into the rhythm of inhaling as you move forward, exhaling as you move back, and maybe that breath doesn't work for you and you want to do the opposite. So just find what works. There's no right, there's no wrong. We're just creating space, moving with our breath. Taking your time to complete the low lunge, a little bit of mobilization for your hips. We're going to transition into our next posture, our next pose, which is going to be a yogi squat. So coming into the yogi squat, you may want to come into it by tucking your toes, coming back over your toes, or maybe you step 1 foot forward and then the other. And just taking your time, move from side to side. You can rest your elbows just on the inside of your knees, bring your palms together. Again, there's no right, there's no wrong. Find a rhythm that works for you. You may prefer to just stay in stillness in your yogi squat, or maybe you feel like you need to do a little bit of movement. And if you're moving, we'll all come in to pause, holding our squat, reaching up through our spine, taking a big breath in, big breath out. When you're ready, place your hands on the floor in front of you, lift your bum up towards the sky. Coming into a gentle fold, forward fold, sway from side to side, and just feel the hamstrings, the glutes awaken, bending your knees if you need. Taking the time you need here. Slowly, on a breath in or a breath out, Roll yourself up into standing. Roll your shoulders back a few times. Maybe you need to shake out your arms. Move from side to side, and we'll begin to feel stable and grounded in mountain pose. Taking a breath or two here. Bring your palms together, resting your thumbs on your heart. Close your eyes if that feels good. Breathing deeply. You can interlace your fingers as you inhale, reaching up towards the sky. As you exhale, unclasp your hands, bring them down behind your back. Inhale, clasp them together again, reach your chest forward. As you exhale, bring your hands back towards your chest. Inhale, interlace your fingers, reaching your hands up towards the sky. Exhale, bringing your arms down. Inhale, clasp your fingers together again, push your chest forward. Exhale, bring your hands back again, forward. We'll try that one more time. Inhale, pushing your hands down, lifting your arms up. Exhale, arms all the way down by your sides, bringing your hands together behind your back. Looking up towards the sky this time if it feels good, and then bringing your hands back together. Just a nice little breath to liven up your body, then shake everything out before we come into chair pose. We'll just warm ourselves up by going down as we inhale, up as we exhale. You can keep your hands here by your sides, or if you want to try doing with your arms, inhale, bring your arms up. As you exhale, reach your arms up to the sky, straighten your knees. Inhale to come down, bending your arms into cactus arms. Exhale as you come up. Challenge yourself, if you like, by holding this position for a few breaths. Coming up on an exhale, down on an inhale, holding again here if you can, pushing your chest forward. You can, as an element of distraction, move your arms up and down as you breathe in and out. Perhaps that'll distract you from the tension created in your legs. Shake everything out. Shake your legs, shake your arms. We're going to come forward on our mat and just do a few standing poses. Coming into a warrior two, stepping 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. And you can just bend and straighten your knee a few times just to settle yourself in. And when you're ready, you've found your stable position. Bring your arms up, gaze out over your right hand if you've got your right leg forward. Feel the openness that this creates through your chest, through your torso, through your hips. Being open to the new possibilities that spring brings. Go ahead and reach your left arm down and place your right arm on your thigh. Twisting just gently so your chest is pointing forward. Place one hand on your hip or reach your left hand up to the sky and look up towards your left hand. Taking several deep breaths here. Feel the tension building in your legs, but the openness being created in your body. When you're ready, come on down. And we're going to try challenging ourselves into a tree pose by staying in a high lunge and then trying to step forward into a tree pose without putting our foot down. So as you're ready, take a breath in, bend your back knee slightly, step forward, and try and bring that foot into tree pose. So you may place your heel, your toes on your calf, or you might let your toes connect to the floor. It doesn't matter where your foot is. What we're working on is balance and stability. And this is a good place to plant your seeds of intention. So those intentions that you created at the beginning of class, think about planting them now in the ground, letting them develop their roots as strong as a tree. Your strength in this pose comes from your standing leg. Take a breath in and a breath out to release. Shake this out. Release what you don't need. Swipe down your arms. Throw what you don't need behind you. Big breath in, big breath out. Throw away what you don't need. And just to challenge ourselves a little here, we'll do just another round of chair pose. Add some strength into our legs. When you're ready, reach your arms up as you bend your knees. Inhaling to come down. Exhaling to bring your arms down. Hold here. Reach your arms up as you inhale. Exhale to bring your elbows down towards your waist. Try that a few times. Going at your own rhythm, your own pace, holding for as long as you can, coming up, shaking out. And we're going to do our warrior sequence on the other side, our warrior and tree pose. So this time our left foot is forward and our right foot is back. Coming into a warrior two, bringing your arms up, gazing out over your left hand. Taking a few deep breaths, holding here. Strong and stable. Confident and open. Bring your left forearm this time down to your left thigh. Rotate through your torso. Reach your right arm up, gazing forward or gazing up towards your fingertips. Taking a few breaths here. And always easing off in your poses if you feel like your breath is restricted. So if you're not able to maintain your deep inhale, deep exhale, try and ease off in your pose. When you're ready, bring your arm down, rotating your torso back towards the floor, turning your back foot, coming into a high lunge, placing your hands on your hips. And we're going to try coming into our tree pose again, challenging our balance, challenging ourself. And again, if this doesn't work for you, just come into tree pose just as you would. You can step halfway forward and then up into tree pose. So yeah, halfway and then come up into tree pose. Find what works for you. There's no, as I've said before, no right, no wrong. This is your practice. This is your time. I'm simply your guide. Feel yourself moving. Imagine you're like a tree blowing in the wind, softly moving, but strong and stable. When you're ready, bring your hands to heart center. As you exhale, bring your knee forward, allow your foot to come down, and shake yourself out. If you feel like just shaking your arms, shaking your legs, go ahead and do that. If you want to do the same thing we did the last time, where you swipe down your arms and then throw what you don't need behind you, go ahead and do that again. Now we're just going to reach up towards the sky, fold forward, and just hold here for just a moment. We're making our way back down to the floor, so feel free to take your time. You might want to move from side to side here in your forward fold. Come down to a squat to get down on the floor on one knee, bringing your knees to the side, allowing your hips to rest on the ground, and then coming into lying on your back. We're going to do, our next pose is going to be a bridge pose, but supported. So I'm going to use a block. That's what I've got. You can use a couch cushion, a bolster, whatever you have. You're going to put the support under your pelvis. So you'll come into bridge, take a breath in. As you breathe out, lift yourself up, and you're going to place your support under your sacrum, the bone that joins your hips, your pelvis to your spine. And just taking a few breaths here in your supported, elevated bridge. Allowing yourself to breathe deeply. Placing your hands on your belly if you like, or hands by your side. Create some length in your neck. Allowing your breath to return to a soft, natural rhythm. Enjoy the softness, the stillness that you can create when you come back to your breath in a supportive, restorative pose. When you're ready to come out of the pose, take a breath in to prepare, breathe out, lift your hips, slide out your support. You might feel like bringing your knees into your chest, moving from side to side. And next we'll come into a supportive twist. If you have a bolster, grab your bolster. If you don't have a bolster at home, you can use a blanket that's folded up or a couch cushion. Place it just above the crease of your hips. And what we'll do to get ready to go into the twist is inhale, exhale, lift your bum, shift your hips over to one side. So if you're starting with the bolster on your right side, you're going to shift your hips to the left. And then allow your knees just to gently come over to the right. And this might be a twist that feels good for you. It might not feel very good on your hips. If it doesn't, feel free to put the cushion between your knees, or you can have your bottom leg straight and your top knee on the cushion. Just find the twist that works for you. You can bring your arms up, gaze out over the opposite side to allow some stretch to come in through your chest. If you start to get any twinges or niggles in your back, in your legs, then just come back to the center, easing off a little bit, not quite going into as much of a twist. This will look different for all of us. We all have our own pace, our own style for these poses, so we're not going to look like someone else. And when you're ready, come back to the center, take a breath in, breathe out, shift your hips to the other side, bringing your support onto the other side, and then slowly letting your knees fall to that side. Having your arms out. If you've got the space, you can extend your arms straight. If you're lacking in space and need to come into cactus arms, that works really nicely to stretch through the chest as well. You can gaze out over your opposite shoulder. So if your knees are over to the left, you're gazing out over to your right. And if that doesn't feel very good on your neck, just come back to looking up towards the sky, head in a nice neutral position. And when you're ready, coming back to center, releasing the twist, using your breath to move, just gently, slowly. We're taking our time, moving into our final relaxation. If you have a bolster, you can place a bolster under your knees. If you have a blanket, grab a blanket, go ahead and cover yourself with your blanket. Use what you need. If you want to do your final Shavasana in your bed or on your couch, that's an option as well. You've got the time and the space to do what serves you at home. So go ahead, cover yourself up, make yourself comfortable. Coming into our relaxation. For the next 8 to 10 minutes. Settle into a comfortable position, lying on your back with your legs relaxed and slightly apart. Let your arms rest alongside your body, palms facing upward in a gesture of receiving. Adjust yourself so that you feel completely at ease, supported, warm, and free from tension. If you'd like, place a bolster under your knees and cover yourself with a blanket. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in and slowly exhale, letting go of all that you no longer need, letting go of whatever no longer serves you. In this moment, there's nothing to do, nowhere to go. This is your time to rest and receive. Bring your awareness to your breath, feeling the natural rise and fall of your belly. With every inhale, you invite in renewal. With every exhale, you release the past. Now we will journey through the body, bringing awareness and deep relaxation to each part. Simply listen and follow along in your mind. Bring awareness to your right foot, your right ankle, your right calf, your right knee, your right thigh, your entire right leg, completely relaxed. Bring awareness to your left foot, your left ankle, your left calf, your left knee, your left thigh, your entire left leg, soft and at ease. Feel your pelvis and hips grounding, melting into the earth. Soften your lower back, your abdomen, your rib cage. Feel your chest expanding with each breath, your heart space open and receptive. Relax your right hand, your right forearm, your right upper arm, your entire right arm completely at rest. Relax your left hand, your left forearm, your left upper arm, your entire left arm, soft and heavy. Soften your shoulders, releasing all tension. Relax your throat, your jaw, your cheeks, your eyes. Let your forehead be smooth and free. Your entire body is now deeply relaxed, as if floating in a warm spring breeze. Now bring your attention to your breath once more. Imagine with each inhale, you're breathing in the fresh energy of spring, vibrant, full of possibility. And with each exhale, you release old, stagnant energy, making space for renewal. Now visualize yourself standing in a peaceful meadow. The sun is shining. The air is filled with the scent of blooming flowers. The earth beneath your feet is soft, fertile, full of life. In front of you, there's a small patch of rich soil, waiting for your touch. You hold a seed in your hand, a seed of transformation, representing something you wish to nurture in your life. With care, you now place this seed into the earth and cover it gently. You water it, giving it the nourishment it needs. As you breathe, you can already feel it beginning to take root, drawing strength from deep within the soil. This seed represents your intention, something you wish to grow in your life. Perhaps it's a new beginning, greater peace, confidence, or self-love. Whatever it is, know that it is already within you, ready to bloom. Feel the warmth of the sun encouraging this seed to grow. Feel the soft breeze carrying your intention into the universe. Now silently repeat an affirmation to yourself. This will be your personal intention for this season of renewal. Some intentions or affirmations you may like to consider. I welcome growth and transformation. I release what no longer serves me. I am open to new possibilities. Know that this intention is already taking root. Trust in its unfolding. It is time to slowly return. Start to bring awareness back to your breath, feeling your natural rhythm. Feel the rise and fall of your belly. Start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, reawakening your body, but softly. Taking your time, moving in however way you need to move. When you're ready, roll onto one side, pause for a moment, take gratitude for what you've done today, for what you've accomplished. Acknowledge this time that you've given yourself. When you feel ready, slowly press yourself up into a comfortable seated position, keeping your eyes closed softly or softly gazing downward. Take a deep breath in and exhale fully. Bring your hands to your heart, palms together, thumbs resting on your heart, or place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Carry this sense of renewal with you as you move through the day. You are blooming from within. When you're ready, gently open your eyes. Thank you for joining me in this practice today, and may you have a bountiful spring.